here's some good news, too. We've talked about Myles Garrett, can he win Defensive Player? Well, Pro Football Focus, the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett. 94.0 PFF grade, 18.3% pressure percentage. So Garrett awarded by Pro Football Focus as the Defensive Player of the Year. We'll see how the voting and all that goes. If he has a big playoff, that could sway people as well.
I think what's going to sway people is more than anything is stuff like the PFF thing, where it's like, oh, okay, this publication saying that he's the best defensive player of the year. This publication saying it. Like at some point, the Associated Press is going to be like, well, we don't want to be the one that says somebody else, right? Like they want to kind of go with it. So the more places that are saying openly Myles Garrett's the best defensive player in football, the better it is for your argument. Now, I don't know how much playoffs are allowed to affect voting. We know that these voters are human, and if they see something crazy in the playoffs, it might affect or sway their voting one way or the other. Some people are real strict on that. Some people aren't as strict on that. But I think what really matters is like, hey, these writers don't want to be out here saying that somebody's the defensive player of the year that nobody else thinks it is, right? If you're getting more publications to agree with that, then that's usually what's going to sway that vote.
It is a regular season thing. The thing that the playoffs do, though, is you build. That's why T.J. Watt has built his little reputation, is because he's done it in the playoffs when games are magnified. So Myles Garrett has the opportunity to kind of set that in motion for the rest of his career just by playing well in the playoffs.
Well, even TJ, he hasn't played in as many playoff games as people would think, right? Because he had the 2020 game against the Cleveland Browns, really didn't do much in that one. And in the 2021 game, he did have a touchdown in, but they got blown out by like 40 points by Kansas City. So even TJ is somebody who really hasn't benefited from playoff games because I don't think he's had a single memorable one if you go back and look at what he's done, because he hasn't played in very many.
The national spotlight games he had, Monday Night Football, he's come up in, but fair enough.